I'm going to show you a quick trick where, you guys are at the point where you want to basically find points of intersection. So let's say that I want to find the point of intersection here. Do they actually intersect? Let's say I can't determine by looking. I want to really determine algebraically if I got the right answer. It's not as easy as this case. I want to find a point of intersection on here. So remember we said on Calc you have a lot of stuff going on there. So let's do second trace so that I can get Calc. And you notice that number 5 says intersect. So let me scroll down to 5 and press enter. Now it says first curve. So obviously when you're intersecting you have multiple curves. So first curve. First curve is basically this. It shows this one. Y is x squared plus 5. So the first curve is this one that I want to intersect, find the points of intersection. So enter. Second curve. Now it's showing, you see up here, this equation, which is this part. And I want to find the point of intersection between those two. So again, enter. And then it's going to say guess, and I want to say yes, so press enter again. And it tells me the point of intersection is x is 0, y is 5. So it basically does the same thing that I determined by hand. The process of solving this equation, which had two circles. This circle was centered at the origin with radii, or radius, square root of 5. And this one was centered at 0, 8 with radius of square root of 41. So we got these two weird solutions, right? Now, in order to graph this on the calculator, I needed to isolate y for both equations. So again, you're going to have two like square root equations to create the full circle. So let's stick that on my calculator. So let's go here. The first one was, so let's do both of these. Negative square root of 5 minus x squared. So the opposite of the square root, oops. Okay. The opposite of the square root of 5 minus x squared, and then the positive version of the square root of 5 minus x squared. Okay? Then this one. Let me do this one. I want to look at it. So the opposite of, this one's a little uglier, the square root of 41 minus x squared. 41 minus x squared is under the square root, and then plus 8 is out of the square root, and then plus 8. And then the positive version of that, the square root of 41 minus x squared, and then outside of that, plus 8. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, I'm going to change my window a little bit. Sometimes the graph will do stuff like that, or the graphing calculator, which is fine. You can see two circles. I'm going to change my window because I don't need like all this space. I kind of want to see more up here. So let me change my y min to like -5 and make my y max a bit bigger. Let's go up to 20 and see if I can see both full circles nicely. That's fine. You see I have 2 points of intersection, which is actually what I expected based on my algebraic move, my algebraic manipulation. So let's find what those points of intersection are on the calculator. So again, I'm going to go up to Calc. So above that, it's above trace. I need to press second and then trace to pull up Calc. This is where all this other stuff was that we did. Zeros, values, mins, maxes, down to intersect. I mean, this is calculus stuff you might use later. So again, I want the two curves. Now I'm going to move my little star looking thing. I'm going to move it. I want to move it. Where you at? There we go. So I'm on the red curve. So I'm on this red curve. 5 minus x squared at approximately -2 points. So let me move it over so I can see it again. There we go. I want to be like on it just to kind of make sure it gets it proper. So yes, so my first curve is going to be this one. y2 is the square root of that, which is the red curve. And I want this point. So enter. And then the other curve is the black curve. Yes, I want that at this point approximately. Enter. Guess. Yes. Here's my point. Now remember we said that, this is not going to give me the irrational numbers. So it's -1.392-ish, which is what we said. Negative square root of 31 over 4. And we said the square root of 31 over 4 was 1.392. So negative 1.392. And then 7/4 we said was 1.75. So it shows me this point, and then, you know, it's symmetric. So this one's going to have the same y coordinate and looks like, you know, the positive version of the x coordinate. But I'll go and I'll, you know, calculate. I'll do it. Let's go to intersect. Now I want to go over here. I'm not even on the blue curve. I don't want to be on the blue curve. I'm going to press up to get on the red curve. You press up and down to move from one curve to the other. But now I want it to kind of approximate this one. So I'm on the black curve, which is okay. And that's this equation, enter. My second curve, I don't want it on the pink, I want it on the red. So go to see, so it's on the red curve, enter. And then it says guess, yes. And my point of intersection is positive 1.392-ish, you know, positive 1.75. So it, you know, verified what we did and what we found algebraically.